So what will be the timeline to move to Moldova?
Right now.
Yeah. You do things on a whim.
You want me to
cannot do
think?
that with
Okay.
children.
If I'm the problem, just get rid of me. Around, you'll find out.
Darcy, is he still an amazing husband now?
You're an amazing guy, an amazing husband. Sorry, Mama.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Elizabeth is so embarrassed, she can't even look at Darcy and Guillermo. And you know what? When most people get a rare compliment, they at least try to live up to it, especially in front of the person who said it. But Andrei, he just told his wife to f around and find out on national television, which tells me he didn't believe what Darcy said either. Amazing person and husband? Where?
In this relationship, I'm wearing the pants.
Damn.
I don't know if everyone's just desensitized to how Andrei talks down to people.
On part 4 of the Happily Ever After tell-all, the cast doesn't hesitate to tell Andrei how mean and disrespectful he is. And the worst comes out of him when Lauren's friend Noga, who he calls Doga, hits the stage.
Who unleashed you?
Andrei, nobody can never listen to you. You're so disrespectful.
To whom? To whom?
To everybody around you.
This leading to a moment with Libby that made me call up 90 Day The Last Resort psychotherapist and relationship trauma expert, Dr. Janie Lacy. We need a therapist opinion.
When we think about when you're in a relationship with someone who is dominant, critical, or controlling, and Andrei checks every single one of those boxes, your nervous system adapts. It learns to prioritize the relationship survival over your own emotional needs.
Plus, Andrei reveals Jovi told him one day over the phone he wants to divorce Yara.
How would he do that?
Come to find out, Jovi was drunk when he said these things.
Because you call me all the time when you're drunk and you're telling me you want to divorce your wife?
Hey, shut my mouth. Look at unbelievable.
He was also drinking when he told Yara her high school pictures were, quote, the effing worst, knowing she has wounding around her appearance. A moment that still brings her to tears months later on the tell-all stage.
I tried all kind of therapy. It does not work on me. This trauma is stuck with me. It's so ridiculous, and I just want to move on, and I can't.
Whew. I feel her. You can be totally self-aware and still have that thorn that hurts. It's like, please don't let me have to deal with this for the rest of my life. Please. But the good news is that there is hope. I'll tell you how I've learned to navigate mine. Also, we need a moment to celebrate Guillermo because this is a stand-up man, a young man at that. He gets the Class Act of the Tell-All Award. I am making it up just for him. We'll get into more of his moments this episode that left me so impressed. Let's talk about it.
It's Malicia.
Hey 90 Day Fans fam, it's Malicia. Make sure to be on the lookout for my second recap of part 4 of the tell-all. That one is going to focus on Jasmine, Gino, and Matt, who called Jasmine a demon.
I don't want to be chained to a demon if I don't have to be.
And says some things that actually back up what Gino has been saying for years. Also, Gino and Jasmine flirting again? It was weird, but it also made sense. A lot went down. We'll talk about it.
Yara's pictures are the worst.
All right, on to Yara and Jovi, and Yara breaking down into tears when the topic of Jovi making fun of her childhood pictures come up.
You see, I'm very insecure about my appearance. That's probably why I look like this and spend so much time on putting my makeup together and all that stuff. Like, I can't talk about this.
No, you look like that because you are beautiful. Beauty clearly wants to express itself through you in this life, Yara. Imagine being young Yara. Expressive, glamorous, full of personality, the same woman she grew into, but looking in the mirror and feeling like the outside didn't match who she knew she was inside. And the people closest to her are reinforcing that disconnect every day. That kind of wound seeps so deeply into how you see yourself that it feels like a part of who you are. Not just a thought, not just a habit, but a core belief. The filter through which you interpret everything.
My whole family used to comment on my body, on my face, on my hair, on my nose, on everything.
Yeah, Yara had the other women on stage in tears. As women, we're often taught that pain around beauty is ridiculous or vain or not that deep. But it is that deep. It influences our quality of life, how we show up in this world and experience it. And we live in a world that places so much value on how women look. And little girls absorb that before they even know who they truly are, before they understand the value of their essence, their creativity, their uniqueness, the parts of them that are so much deeper than how they look.
I try all kind of therapy. It does not work on me. This trauma is stuck with me. It's so ridiculous, and I just want to move on.
Also, I think Yara's pain is actually proof of how deeply she wants to love herself, which means she already does. She just needs tools that help her get stronger so the old triggers don't overpower her anymore. I've had a particular thorn of my own. It's a wound that has colored so much of my experiences and relationships for years. And there were times where I thought, am I gonna have to deal with this for the rest of my life? How unfair is this? And finally, I had a therapist tell me the truth, which is maybe. While initially that was discouraging, it actually unlocked something in me. Instead of trying to get rid of it, I started to think about, okay, how can I learn to live with this and still have an enjoyable life? Which meant I had to build a different relationship with the pain. Each trigger and all of its uncomfortableness ultimately was looked at and continues to be looked at as an opportunity, an invitation to love myself deeper without validation, to place more value on my essence, and to break down some cages that my ego put up that were limiting me and my relationships. It became about alchemizing the pain and taking the time to tell the little girl version that's still inside of me, who is reacting in that moment to a trigger, what she needs to hear. It's a healing process that takes time, but after trying multiple things for years, having patience with the thorn and seeing the gifts that it brings works, at least for me. I get over things much quicker now, and if it is a longer process, the benefit on the other side turns out to be worth it.
To take something that genuinely triggers her and keep doing it like she's amazing.
After watching the clip of Jovi making fun of Yara's childhood pictures, the cast addresses him, and he says it was never his intention to hurt her, which is something the ladies aren't buying.
He didn't realize it there. I was there too.
He does realize it.
How can you be
I think you can understand I was joking. I was trying to be funny.
That's the problem. You were trying to be funny at your wife's expense. If you have to low blow to be funny, you're not that funny, so stop trying. Kara goes on to say, Jovi knows this is a sore spot for Yara, but keeps poking it. Then Yara tells everyone this is her problem. She just needs to work on herself more. It would help to have a partner who is supportive in your healing. I don't know if Jovi pokes at her insecurities because he just wants her to get over it, or if he's turned off by them, or if he's actually jealous and looks for opportunities to tear her down because she gets all the attention for her looks and people put him down while celebrating her.
No, even Jasmine made the joke the other day that she's a 10 and he's a 3.5.
Yara talks about how Jovi doesn't have these self-esteem issues because his mom always put him in beauty pageants.
We got probably hundreds of trophies, yeah.
But I think she's wrong. he actually might. As a kid, he became used to a lot of praise. And next to Yara, he doesn't get much of that. Plus, Jovi drinks a lot. Outside of how Yara might trigger him, there seems to be something going on with Jovi that we don't know about. Something he continues to try to numb. And he's been numbing since day one. Since we first met them in 2020.
I don't think he realizes what a catch he has.
She's out of his league.
Host Sean Robinson asked Andrei what he means by that, and he simply said, "Look at Jovi. There is so much to talk about," leaving the cast laughing, including Jovi, who I doubt actually thinks that's funny.
Hey, we're trying to defend somebody to attack another one? Wow.
Yeah, thank you.
No, if we're gonna defend somebody, we're gonna fix it. No, we're not gonna attack the other one.
Whew, Guillermo took me by surprise right there. Did he grow up overnight? I knew he was a good guy, but I didn't know he was such a gentleman. That was such a class act thing to say. And y'all just wait. He keeps earning that title. Fast forward, the conversation transitions to Elizabeth and Andrei. Specifically, Andrei trying to force Libby and their family to move to his home country of Moldova. Producers playing a clip from during the season when Andrei tells Jovi and Alex he is giving Elizabeth an ultimatum.
It's moving, or we can separate, do the separate ways.
So you did say that. Another lie.
If it's not happening, give an ultimatum.
Look at Loren and Alex. They are fidgeting, trying not to smile or laugh. In that short clip, Andrei showed how much of a dick he can be, without them having to lift a finger. Elizabeth admits what Andrei said was disrespectful to her, and if anything, she would be the one to leave him, not the other way around. She tells Andrei if you want to play that game, she can play it too. And then y'all, Andrei does what Andrei does best.
In this relationship, I'm wearing the pants, if you haven't noticed.
Okay, go wear them in Moldova.
Well, certainly I will.
Girl, not him talking to you like this on TV. I can't get over that. What does he say when the cameras aren't around? The cast starts to call Andrei out for basically trying to control Libby and not taking into consideration her opinion.
Does it hurt when you heard him saying that so easy to get separate?
It hurts when she doesn't listen.
And Andrei comes for Guillermo. After Guillermo makes a good point, saying initially Libby was open to considering moving to Moldova, but when she arrived, she learned about the $75,000 he lied to her about losing. You can tell that Guillermo actually watches the show. And he was up to date on a few storylines. Hey, no shame in being prepared.
Then she went there and she found some surprises, brother. And now you have to fix some problem that you create.
Hey, like you're giving me advice, you're just getting divorced right now. Dude, like, come on.
I'm not gonna lie, that was funny to me. And nasty. It was mean. Also, let's be real. If that was anybody else sitting in Libby's seat, Andrei would have probably been divorced a long time ago. And just because someone is getting a divorce doesn't mean they don't have good relationship advice. Their relationship just didn't work with that specific person. And regardless, whether you're single, married, divorced, anyone can see the simple ways Andrei can do better.
Where is the dog? Where is she?
Stop calling her a dog.
Hey, don't. You're not her advocate.
Just don't call her that. How embarrassing.
Loren's best friend Noga, who Andrei had a confrontation with, comes out. And he is unapologetically disrespectful. It's just flowing out of him like it is his true nature.
Okay, you have 2 minutes, man.
Are you the host now? I'm sorry.
I just don't want to see her.
Then look away.
They play the clip of Andrei and Noga's confrontation, which started after Loren tried to help Andrei understand why moving to Moldova might be hard for Libby, saying if the mom isn't happy, it affects the kids. Was Loren overreacting? In my opinion, yes. She was a little too invested. Andrei went on to tell Loren what she was saying is selfish. That's when Noga stepped in, calling Andrei out for instigating this confrontation and contradicting himself. Then it went off the rails.
You're a prick, and you don't deserve
Okay,
even
let's calm down a little bit.
you piece of
Well, you, bitch.
No problem, ass. And that's your man in your house that you're welcoming.
After that, Andrei started referring to Noga as Doga because he said she barks like a dog.
Doga, listen.
It's
Listen.
Noga.
Okay.
Come on.
Listen, it's okay, it's okay.
It's not okay.
Noga says she has nothing against Elizabeth, but she stands by everything she said to Andrei. Although she has a lot of shame around how she behaved that night and raising her voice at her best friend's house. But she was frustrated because Andrei kept twisting Loren's words without actually putting a point across.
You are barking at the command of Loren, and you indirectly came for...
A command?
It's Loren, you fool.
Noga tells Andrei he doesn't deserve respect from anyone. He fires back by saying, who is she to tell him that? Loren hops in and says, you just called her a dog. This whole time, Libby is deep breathing. Something is going on. Yara then jumps in, saying how she doesn't know if everyone is desensitized to Andrei's disrespect or what.
For someone that does not communicate that way, it is rough. You know what I'm saying?
Elizabeth responds by saying, quote, Yara has valid points, and she's over it.
Where are you living?
I think I'm having an anxiety attack.
About what?
Noga's personality is interesting. I kind of like it. Elizabeth rushes off stage and Andrei sends Julia to check on her. And instead of being concerned about his wife having an anxiety attack, his concern is getting his drama fix.
Let's talk about this woman over here.
You want to talk like normal human beings? I'm in. If not, I'm out.
Who unleashed you?
Oh, hell no.
There are so many other ways to have this conversation that would actually lead to a solution. Why is Andrei being so immature? And while this is going on stage, Libby is backstage, recovering from her panic attack, telling the camera, Andrei is very in your face, very passionate. Passion that everyone else sees as disrespect, but okay. She goes on to say, it's a lot, but he is still very loving and she didn't want to abandon him in that moment. So she goes back on stage and decides to go 10 times harder on Noga.
I take responsibility for
and
my behavior.
Who is she talking to like that? With all that buck in her system. And here we go, the same pattern we always see with her. Andrei disrespects her, embarrasses her, lies to her, does something, and she redirects her anger and her frustration from him toward the other person. It's a pattern I had to ask 90 Day The Last Resort's therapist, Dr. Janie Lacy, about. Here's her take.
You know, when I see this, it's striking to me about Elizabeth's situation and that she's not a passive person, right? She's clearly intelligent, she's opinionated, she comes from a big family where she's learned to hold her own. And yet when it comes to her spouse, we see a completely different version of her emerge. And I think what I would see that's happening with her is a classic sign of what we would look at when it comes to an anxious attachment and a highly controlled relationship dynamic. When you're in a relationship with someone who is dominant, critical, or controlling, and Andrei checks every single one of those boxes, your nervous system adapts. It learns to prioritize the relationship survival over your own emotional needs. So, and I would suggest, not having worked with her directly, but I would suggest that Elizabeth's psyche has essentially been trained to manage his reactions, his moods, his ego before she even manages her own feelings. And when what we can see on the outside as we're watching the clip, it can look like defensiveness, or even some people would probably say she's in denial. But I would suggest that what's happening on the inside is what we would look at as a survival adaptation. Her brain has categorized him as essential, which we see in a lot of toxic relationships, and whether that's for love, security, family stability, or identity. And when someone feels, I would say, emotional and essential to that survival, that person to them, they protect it. His behavior causes problems. We can see that. She's not oblivious when we've seen her express her frustration with him, right? Privately. But what we would probably suggest is that when she's acknowledging the fullness. It would she would have to confront her own pain. So instead of sitting with that discomfort, I see Elizabeth, her mind finds ways to externalize the problem. It's not even Andre. It's her sisters, or it's not the marriage. It's her family being unsupportive. It's not his behavior. It's everyone else's reaction to his behavior. So to me, this is her psyche trying to protect her from her truth that feels too destabilizing to face.
Yeah, because if she accepts it, then there's a reality that this might have to end.
Yes. Unfortunately, when we look at these types of relationships, it's usually until the woman has had enough or until something detrimental has happened and there's no coming back for her.
We also talked about Andrei's behavior and what could be driving it.
I have not worked with him directly. I'm only going off of what I see. I would say that he's extremely or potentially extremely insecure. I would predict that in his history, relationships were unsafe. So when I look at someone who's extremely abusive and aggressive and is not open to feedback, we can probably put them on categories. We probably hear it all the time: higher narcissistic traits or abusive behavior. But abusive behavior usually means that there was potentially some type of abuse he himself has gone through that's been unresolved.
All right, back to the chaos.
Where's your apology?
To who?
To who?
Where do you get the audacity to say how he's this, how he's that? What the kind of behavior is that for a woman?
Girl, check your man. What type of behavior is that for a husband? A father?
I don't give a I apologize how she speaks to me. Come on, go.
Right.
Don't apologize.
No, not like
Don't
that.
even
Like that.
apologize to this.
Not like.
Oh, it could all be so simple. Loren tells Andrei he's literally validating why she thinks he's such a dick. Noga goes on to apologize, admitting it wasn't appropriate behavior. However, what she said did have meaning because Andrei was not nice. The cast takes a break and Loren runs to find Noga, jumps in her arms and starts crying, apologizing for even bringing her into this experience. Yeah, I would feel guilty about that too.
I'm so sorry. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. He showed his true colors. He just doesn't... No, toda lecha, thank you. Sorry, no. I'm sorry, I put you in the... Listen, don't waste your breath on him, okay?
That looks like a true friendship to me. I don't know what Elizabeth and Loren had going on. Noga tells the camera she thinks Elizabeth is too embarrassed to admit how bad her husband behaves, and she thinks Elizabeth rather defend his negative behavior instead of taking accountability and dealing with telling him the truth. I agree. The portion of the tell-all on stage wraps with Andrei and Elizabeth outing Jovi after Jovi addresses Andrei lying to Elizabeth about losing $75,000 of their money. Andrei says Jovi told him if Yara doesn't want to leave Miami and go back to Louisiana where his family is, he's going to divorce her. And Jovi admits he said it.
I said that I was thinking about what that looked like, right? I mean...
Divorce?
I'm not gonna say I was 100% serious. I was telling him that, like in guy talk.
Why would you tell Andrei that? That's not your friend. He's nobody's friend. He lied to his wife about losing $75,000 and you're gonna trust him? That cup sounds like it's hurting you more than it's helping you, Jovi. Jovi goes on to say he does hold a little resentment toward Yara for making him move to Miami. So when he misses home or wants to move back, he gets mad at her.
I heard that you saw a divorce lawyer and Yara doesn't know.
Misery loves company.
Elizabeth and Andrei are the type that if they go down, they are taking everyone with them.
Well, this is the tell-all, buddy. We're gonna tell all.
Jovi denies that he contacted a divorce lawyer, but all of this leaves Yara terrified. In tears, she tells the camera she's so scared of being alone, and if Jovi wants to divorce her, she's going to lose her best friend, her partner, everything she has. Jovi and his mouth. It's going to be interesting to see how things continue to play out with them. Meanwhile, Guillermo is finishing strong with his class act status.
What a pleasure. Thank you.
After wrapping up the tell-all, he and Kara go back to the house and call their son Nico. who clearly adores his dad.
Mommy's gonna come for you tomorrow. And Daddy's gonna come back.
All right, Nico.
Oh, he wants to make sure he sees his daddy. Clearly, y'all, I've been so impressed by Guillermo. His maturity and class is so refreshing among this group. All right, 90 Day Fans fam, thanks for hanging with me. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It helps me out a lot. I appreciate you. I'll see you next time.